Hello and welcome to another Dragon Ball FighterZ video. Today we have a breakdown for Ultra Instinct Goku.
ギレン、こっからが本当の勝負だ。
One of the most complete characters to ever grace this game, Ultra Instinct Goku will feel very familiar to pick up, but given how many tools he has, his biggest strengths are definitely not so obvious. And while in the spirit of learning a new character, why not keep learning with today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. These classes are designed for real life and all the circumstances that come with it. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I've been thinking of launching a merch store, and this sponsorship came just at the right time because they have a class specifically meant to teach you how to make great merch with Aaron Draplin. If you're looking to make a YouTube channel, there's some great advice on video editing, thumbnail design, and so many more topics. They're always launching new premium classes and it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. But for a limited time, if you click the link down below, you can get a 2-month free trial. That is 2 months of free access to Skillshare, and 2 months is plenty of time to learn something. Make sure to join the link down below, check out the classes they're offering, and learn something new for free with that 2-month free trial. Thank you Skillshare for sponsoring this video. In previous breakdowns, the auto combo would be one of the last things I would talk about, but I feel like that's one of the first things that people check. So starting today, we're gonna look at his auto combo first. This is what happens when you mash the light attack button. There's a lot to talk about with these first 3 hits. His first light attack has a deceivingly large hitbox. It can even catch opponents jumping depending on the angle. However, it's a bit slower than most jabs in the game with a 7-frame startup, and can't really be used as a stagger tool. It's simply too slow for that. His second hit is godlike. Goku teleports and hits you from above. The attack itself is not an overhead, but it is invulnerable to low attacks. So a lot of characters that try to challenge you with a low light attack are gonna get caught by this. On top of that, it has a huge vacuum property, just like Bardock's auto combo or Vegito's. It's gonna pull you back down to the ground and make confirming combos incredibly easy. And the third light attack is actually a grab, so if you miss the first 2, the third attack is unblockable. It also side switches, which becomes incredibly useful in certain situations. Moving on to some of his unique normals, down light is a low attack. It's fast, you can use it to poke, and it also moves Goku forward, making it one of the best low light attacks in the game. His standing medium attack is 2 hits, and the second hit is a low. You can let it roll if you're applying pressure. Opponents might not be expecting another low in the block string. Just be careful not to drop combos because you're trying to hit with it. For most of his combos, you're not gonna let that second hit connect. His standing heavy attack has a huge travel distance. If it connects, it plays the cinematic attack, so it's great for carrying opponents to the corner. His down heavy attack is also 2 hits, and you have to connect with both of them if you want that smash effect. Just like Yamcha, don't cancel after the first hit. This angle is much better than Yamcha's though, and even on block, it can be a good mix-up tool. His jumping down heavy has some serious horizontal travel, which allows you to go for some very easy side switch combos, similar to Kid Buu. The timing is a lot tighter, you need to delay the super dash a lot, but it is possible. Other than that, it's a regular jumping down heavy, you can jump cancel it and everything. In that way, he feels very familiar. Pressing the special button while standing has Goku throw this beam of air pressure. It also works in the air, and the beam is always horizontal. If blocked, it ends kind of fast, but if it hits, it gives you a lot of time to confirm into a vanish. So let it roll before you vanish in a panic. Down special is this upwards beam that pretty much covers the entire screen diagonally. However, it's not super easy to confirm into as you need to vanish very fast. If you have the opponent blocking, you can use this followed by your air pressure beam to jail the opponent back into the ground, get him in a block string. In the corner, however, you can super dash after this move connects, so it will be used a lot for optimal combos. With forward special, Goku spins these ki blasts around before throwing them. This move reflects low priority projectiles and is mostly used for optimal combos. Forward heavy is where the crazy begins. With forward heavy, you can see Goku shining a bit. During this time, he will completely dodge anything you throw at him, except for supers. The move you dodge from your opponent completely whiffs, which means that if you counter the special attack, they can't even vanish, and it's a free combo for you. And if they do vanish, you can also punish them with the down heavy if your reactions are good enough. Goku is also completely immune to ki blasts while walking forward. Just walking forward means you're invulnerable to every low priority ki blast. Obviously, if your opponent sees that, they might counter with anything else, but that's when forward heavy comes into play. It's mostly a counter zoning tool, very useful against characters like Broly or Frieza, but you have to be expecting the ki blasts. It's pretty hard to do on reaction. And one final unique thing about this character before moving on to his specials, after your opponent drops a combo or puts you into a knockdown, every character has a few options to tech. They can up tech, down tech, all of those universal options. Ultra Instinct Goku has one more option if you hold down the right bumper, which works even even in a hard knockdown. This stack option gives you this huge punch that puts the opponent into a sliding knockdown, or gives you a full vanish combo. This is, however, very unsafe if blocked, so doing it on wake up is not always the best option. That said, when playing Ultra Instinct Goku, I now hold the Dragon Rush button instead of any other, just in case the opponent drops his combo. And we're only now getting into specials. There's a lot to this character, but I'm gonna try my best to keep it simple. First off, let's talk about his Kamehameha, with quarter circle forward or backwards and the special button. Depending on the motion you do, Goku will flip forwards or backwards before launching the beam tilted downwards. The beam always comes off at this angle no matter where you flip, but you can do this move on the ground as well as in the air, so by adjusting your height, you can get a better angle to hit your opponent with. Next up, God Display with quarter circle forward and an attack button while on the ground. This is a very fast dash where Goku completely vanishes from the stage and attempts to hit the opponent. While he's vanished, it's like he's not even there. He can't get hit by anything, but he can get interrupted by the startup or the end of the attack. If it connects, it plays this animation while damaging the opponent. The light attack version is faster but has shorter range. The medium attack version has a longer startup but much better range. However, if you really want the good stuff, the heavy attack version is fast, has the range you want, plus it's really easy to combo from if it connects with your opponent. If the opponent blocks, this move is still very safe, being only -2 frames on block, no matter which version you use. In the air, the same motion gives you Autonomous Fist, which is this flurry of punches ending with a knockdown. The light attack version doesn't give you much of a knockdown, but it's good to extend combos with assists, or when you've extended a combo a bunch of times and want to finish it with a super. The medium attack button will also connect with most combos unless you've extended too much, and this one does give you a sliding knockdown, being a very reliable option post-vanish or after a standing heavy attack. And the heavy attack version is fast, connects with most combos, and gives you a bouncing knockdown while switching sides as well. On block, this ability is very unsafe, so try not to use it without assists nearby. And now for something a bit more complicated. Quarter circle back motions into attack buttons. Each attack button has a different name, but for simplicity's sake, we're gonna call all these moves the flippity flops. So first you have the flippity flop light with quarter circle back and the light attack button. Goku punches you upside down, and if your opponent blocks it, you are at +3 frames, making it a great tool to apply pressure. The opponent can hit you with a down heavy if he sees this one coming, but you do have other options to counter that, which we'll get to in a second. All the flippity flops can be done in the air. Goku flips back down to the ground as fast as he can, and with a light attack button, you can even extend combos for one extra hit. And this move does put the opponent into a slide knockdown, so it can be a great combo finisher. The medium attack button is a command grab, completely unblockable, and it activates almost as soon as Goku lands on the ground, making it really tough to react. After landing the command grab, you can hit your opponent with your air pressure beam followed by the Kamehameha before vanishing to extend the combo or throwing an assist. Finally, the heavy attack version is a reversal move. It is invulnerable, but not from the first frame of animation. But since it's not a true DP, this means you can call an assist right after using it. And even if you don't call an assist, you're still very safe. You can even air dash before landing. If this connects with your opponent, you can easily convert this into a combo. On the ground, the opponent just crumbles, giving you plenty of time to convert. And in the air, they do this big wall bounce, which also makes it pretty easy. And it sounds like we're done talking about the flippity flops, but we're actually not. Because if you hold any of the attack buttons, Goku just flips without doing an attack. The light attack button just flips once, the medium attack button flips 3 times, and the heavy attack button has Goku vanishing at the start and then flip twice. While flipping, Goku is completely invulnerable to any type of projectile, be it a simple ki blast or a big super attack. It's only invulnerable against projectiles, so if the super is some sort of punch, you will get hit. And during any of these flips, you can choose a follow-up button, which will have the effects we just talked about, including the ability to cancel into the Kamehameha by pressing the special button. So for instance, you can flip 3 times by holding the medium attack button and then press the light attack button for that punch follow-up. Or flip twice and then do the heavy attack button for a reversal. You have plenty of options, making this one of Goku's main mix-up tools. Now remember, the heavy attack version is not a frame 1 invulnerable move, but Goku does have a true invulnerable move, Rising Heat, with down down and the special button. Goku unleashes this explosion into the air, blowing the opponent upwards if it connects. It's really hard to convert this into a combo or confirm the hit because you have to vanish pretty early. So you kinda have to throw it and pray it hits. That said, it's another reversal tool at his disposal, which is gonna keep him very hard to read. And before we move on to his supers, we have to talk about his assists. His A assist is the Rising Heat move we just talked about. It is invincible, but only once he starts doing the move, and as you can see, it takes him a bit to land to get the move started, so he can definitely get hit during that landing animation. After he activates it though, there's this huge pillar of light between you and your opponent, so it's a very defensive assist. It doesn't track the opponent or anything like that. Goku comes out next to your active character, and because of its behavior on hit, it can be hard to do your usual combo extensions on the ground. Though at the same time, since it reaches really high, it might be possible for you to create new extensions with certain characters. Assist B is probably the most versatile because it's a beam. It's his Kamehameha and it does come out angled downwards, which is not as good as GT Goku's. Opponents typically jump a lot in this game. That's why GT Goku's assist is so good. It covers that area where the opponent is jumping. This beam being angled downwards means it's not as good. That said, the beam is still fairly horizontal, meaning it does cover a decent portion of the screen, but it is also a slow assist with 40 frames of startup. If you're gonna run with this assist, make sure to lap those extensions or block strings because you gotta call them a lot sooner than you might be used to. On hit, the beam pops the opponent into the air, making it really hard to go for a grounded Dragon Rush extension at the end of the combo, but you can always extend in the air. Assist C is his unique tech option. He teleports to the opponent with a big punch and a follow-up that sends the opponent back down to you. The assist tracks opponents in the air, making it a really good C assist. It's not the absolute best, but it's a good option if you choose to take it. And finally, we have arrived at the supers. Ultra Instinct Goku has 4 supers, 2 level 1s, a level 2, and a level 3. The most used level 1 will be Accelerating Battle Spirit, with Quarter Forward and the right bumper. Goku teleports to the opponent's back no matter where he is and throws this huge blast downwards. This super switches sides, but if you want to return to the same side, you can do it by spending an extra bar of meter, turning this super into a level 2. Goku punches the opponent and lands on the ground, giving your next character a much easier extension. This super is also what Goku does coming off the bench, which means you always have a level 2 at your disposal if you want to use it. Goku's other level 1 super is the Guiding Impulse, with Quarter Forward and the right trigger. Goku opens up his arms and is ready to receive you in a warm embrace. This is a parry super, activated on the first frame of animation. If you hit Goku while he's like this, he'll trigger this whole animation, and of course you can follow up with other character supers if you've got them. Finally, his level 3 is the Silver Dragon Flash, with Quarter back and the right bumper or trigger. Goku will first teleport to the opponent's height and then lunge forward, covering the whole screen, and if it connects, it triggers this whole animation. The super side switches, and you're left at a pretty big distance from your opponent at the end, making it a bit hard to apply pressure afterwards. All of his supers, without exception, can be performed both in the air and on the ground, allowing you to get a bit more creative with your combos. And now that we know his moves, here are some tips on how to use them. This version of Goku sometimes feels like he's playing a different version of Dragon Ball FighterZ. A lot of his normals will feel familiar, so he's very easy to pick up and play, but it's when you're defying the game's basic rules that he will excel in battle. To deal with pressure, he's got a true DP, his forward heavy, which doesn't activate immediately, but it's great for winning neutral, and he's got a fake DP, as in it doesn't activate frame 1, but it allows him to call an assist, and he's safe after using it. This, in addition to all the options that every character has, like guard cancels and reflects, you can really keep your opponent guessing on what you're gonna throw next. It's important not to abuse any of these defensive mechanics, because if you keep changing what you do, you become a really hard player to read defensively. His DP is unsafe like most DPs, but Goku also has a level 1 counter, so you can cancel his DP into his super if you think you'll get punished. If the opponent gets hit, you've spent 1 bar of meter, no big deal. If they block and try to punish, then they take level 1 super damage instead of just a DP. Combo-wise, this character is an insane damage machine. His combos travel a long distance, and he can side switch easily with both his auto combo and his jumping down heavy. Well, easy might be an overstatement. The timing for that jumping down heavy can be tight, but this means you'll almost always reach the corner where Goku has insane damage. Because of all of his special buttons, he can dish out a ton of damage before taking the combo into the air, and if he's high enough, he can always finish with a light attack version of the flippity flop, which makes it very easy to extend combos on the ground depending on the assists you have. What I'm trying to say is, Ultra Instinct Goku is a 2-touch character no matter the situation you open up your opponent on, and on top of that, he's got crazy easy touch of death combos that are actually practical. His zoning tools are also really good. He's got a beam that shoots out at a nice angle from the air. It's more horizontal than Cell, so it's less likely to whiff, and on the ground he's also got that air pressure, which is a normal, meaning you can vanish even if it doesn't hit anything. If you manage to hit one of these and confirm into a vanish, his auto combo is so good that you can just let the whole thing rock. That will also give you enough height to finish with the flippity flop into a sliding knockdown. Mix-up wise, his game is also solid. Keep in mind all of the universal options like double overheads, empty jump lows, take throws, all of that, because it's easy to forget those options given his flips mechanic. But if you mix those options enough with the flips, then the flips become much harder to read. The light attack version is plus on block, and the only way it will get countered is if the opponent is mashing down heavy, in which case the heavy attack version is your best option. The command grab will also catch some down heavy attacks from the cast as long as they don't leave the ground. If the opponent respects your block string and isn't mashing anything, the flips are very hard to block on reaction. The only option we felt worked consistently was a delayed vanish. If you do it too soon, you get caught by the heavy attack version, so make sure you delay it until the last possible second if you're playing against Ultra Instinct. His supers are this character's biggest downside. You really only want to use them if you're gonna kill a character. They deal good damage, but unless you're finishing someone off, you lose all the pressure if you super. His level 1 and level 2 recover way too late, and his level 3 ends with you very far from the opponent. And it also side switches, making it impossible to keep the corner. If you're not sure on how to end a combo and you've already lost your sliding knockdown, it's best that you go for a reset, rather than throwing a super and allowing your opponent to get away for free. And that's Ultra Instinct. Insane damage, excellent neutral, good mix-up, very strong character indeed. In the next couple of weeks, I'll be posting some ranked matches and then we'll place him on a tier list. Don't forget to check out Skillshare. For a limited time, if you click the link down below, you get a 2-month free trial. That is plenty of time to learn something new. And folks, while you're down there in the comment section, let everyone know how you're liking the character. From what you've played and from whatever videos you've watched, let everyone know what you think. And as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku and I'll see you next time. Bye.